Hey peeps! I am Bryn Catherine from Bryn Catherine's Beauty, and I am here to answer my most commonly asked question ever, pretty much. So, I was going to say good morning, but it's not good morning. So, good midday. I hope you enjoy and join me with our, adventure here of lip and cheek colors. It's what I get asked about the most, and I decided to do it live so that you guys can engage and jump on. And what I'll do is I'll talk through all the ins and outs of the lip and cheek colors. I'll swatch them all for you, and then at the end, with whoever is still here, if you hang out with me through to the end, you can pick the color that I will demo on my own face. So I actually did my whole makeup, my whole look for today, except for my lip and cheek. So everything else is done and ready to go, and then I'm just going to talk through all the other stuff, all the lip and cheek colors. So first things first, I need to moisturize my lips every single morning. I live in Colorado, and so the air is so super dry all the time, and my lips get really dry. So I'm going to just use the milk cream to start, and I'm going to moisturize my lips while we kind of talk before I show you some stuff. So, and it is a cream, and I am putting it on my lips, but it helps so much. It's ridiculous how much this helps. So, majority of the time, I color match virtually. So if you're somebody who has not been color matched and you're worried because you don't live near me, or maybe you don't even know me super well, you heard of me through a friend of a friend of a friend, and you're just like, well, she can't help me because she's in Colorado and I'm here. I actually do 90% of color matches virtually. I am very good at them. I have spent a lot of time learning exactly what tones in your face to look for to get you the absolute perfect colors for your foundation. Now, that being said, what comes along with that is when I color match virtually, you guys get your foundation colors, and those are the colors that you need, hands down, but you get to pick your lip and cheek color, and you don't get the chance to play with them in your hands. You just have to go off what I say that I think would look great on your skin. But honestly, there are sometimes I give recommendations to clients, and then if they're a little more vocal and they ask me, which please always ask me questions, but if they're a little more vocal with me and they're like, no, I looked at sandstone and it looks way too intimidating for me, then I start going off what they think they're looking for in their makeup look, and then we get them the color that they just fall in love with. So it's super universal, it's super customizable, so I'm just creating a crash course in how to pick a lip and cheek color if you don't physically have all of them in front of you. And yes, this is all of them. So these 3 rows right here are the 15, yeah, lip and cheek colors, and then I do have all the cream, well, I'm missing one right here, but I have all the cream illuminators up top. So I am going to go through all 15 of these and just kind of talk through what each of these does on the skin, and what kinds of people might gravitate towards these colors. So let's get started. So first things first, and of course I left my notes right there, so pardon my lean. I just want to make sure I hit everything because there's so much to talk about. So first things first, this is truly, and I kind of already said this is truly the area that you get to personalize your makeup, okay? And if you've watched any of my videos, you know, my personalized makeup look does not include pinks. I don't gravitate towards pinks at all, never. So, not never, maybe very rarely. So this is the area that I really get to personalize my look with using colors like plum, which is more purple, or sandstone, which is a more deep red. But if somebody had my complexion and they love pink, they're gonna gravitate towards pink, and pink is still gonna look fantastic. Pink looks good on me, I just don't like the look. So when I say that these are truly universal, as I go through all this today, do not for a second think that color's not for me, my skin's too dark, or that color's not for me, my skin's too light. Not true. I have seen dark skinned gals rock Petal. Let me show you what Petal looks like. This is Petal. It is our palest pink color, and they look gorgeous. I have also seen the palest of pale girls rock where is it? Scarlet. This red down here. Super, super, super dark. It's all about how you apply it. So when I get into like the last part of this where I demo a color, I will talk about how to get light versus heavy coverage and like what kind of things you're looking for. So that's the first thing I wanted to hit. The other thing is versatility. And I really want to speak to this for just a second because sometimes I feel like when I'm color matching virtually and I'm having a conversation with a client, they usually are only thinking about their cheeks, and I kind of have to push them to think about the versatility of the product. So you might really want a pale pink for your cheeks, but you don't want a pale pink for your lips because it'll just make you look maybe dead or something like that. Like I've heard people that wear Bare that have more of an olive complexion, they're like, it looks good, but I just feel like I have no color to my skin. And that's totally a thing. So why don't we take advantage of mascara and its versatility and pick a color that with just a few, like, there's a word for this, variations in the way that you apply it can get you the perfect like cheek shade that you want, and it can get you the perfect lip shade that you want, and it can even work as an eyeshadow. So if you're not somebody who likes eyeshadow and you're not going to buy individual eyeshadows, but you're like, well, when I go on date night, like I want to do a little something, like you can use these colors on your lids as eyeshadow, and like that's something to keep in mind too. So they can even be paired together. Like if you, let's say you're like, okay, I only want to buy two, but like I like black cherry just seems too intense for me. Black cherry is this one right here. That's black cherry. It almost looks black in the tin. One of my favorite combos is I put black cherry on my lips and then I go over it with Frenchie. And I put the two together. And so like some days I'll only have black cherry and Frenchie in my clutch. And I do Frenchie for my blush because it's super, super subtle. It's this one right here. And then I do black cherry on my lips with Frenchie on top, and it's a perfect nude. So you can pair them together. You can even pair them with the illuminators as well to get like a more glossy, sparkly finish, because these do have a bit of a shimmer to them, the illuminators. You could pair it. I paired a lip color with Bella yesterday, I think it was. Oh, wow. It's just yesterday. So I paired a lip color with Bella Bronzer, which is a brown, and that just gave it a really deep look. And so you can get really, really creative with this. And then here's where we're going to spend most of our time. I'm going to start swatching them and talking you through the biggest difference in all of the colors. Some of them are matte and some of them are glossy. And so I get people all the time. I just had a client the other day. I'm trying to remember, I think it was Desert Sunset. She was like, oh, I just don't like Bryn, Desert Sunset calls out to me. And I was like, dude, get it. Like, if that's what you want, do it. But just so you know, Desert Sunset's glossy. And she goes, oh no, never mind. So, like, if I hadn't have told her that, she would have got Desert Sunset, popped it in her com bag and been like, this is glossy. This isn't what I wanted. So, let's get going into actually looking at some of the colors. Let's go through glossy first. And then we'll go into some of the matte colors. Now, there is, like, you can technically say, sorry, I'm kind of moving the camera around just a titch. You can technically say that there are, like, rules about who should wear matte and who should wear glossy. For instance, like, I'm a very oily girl, so, like, typically I avoid glossy colors on my cheeks. But I don't know, if you apply it right, anybody can wear anything. So, let's start with Petal. So Petal's that really, really, really light pink color right here. And I'm going to just swatch it right here. This is one of our glossier ones. This definitely goes on super faint. Like even right now, you probably are having a little bit trouble seeing it. Let me get a little bit more on my finger. It's just like the most pastel-y pink color that we have. And it's, like I said, a glossy finish. So you could even like put black cherry and this one together because those are both glossy. And that would totally work if that's what you were looking for. And then we've got Desert Sunset was the one I was just talking about that other woman. It's more of a peachy nude color. So you can see like next to the Petal, it's got much more color to it than Petal does. But it is also a glossy finish. And then we've got Ruby, This is Ruby, deep pink, very, very deep pink right here. I'll just blend that end out like a little bit. Right, and like I'm getting one swipe on each finger, so like they're very pigmented, like super, super duper pigmented. And when you apply these to your cheeks, you gotta be careful of that because you can always add more, but you can't take it off. So that would be Ruby. And then we've got Black Cherry, which is one of my personal faves. And remember how like it looked black in the tin? Look at that. It's just like this super subtle purple. I would actually say Ruby is more intense than Black Cherry. And I have heard, I've not experienced this, but I've heard some women say that Black Cherry stains their lips a little bit. I've never had that happen, and I wear Black Cherry all the time. But if you have that happen, it wouldn't surprise me because I've heard it before. And then we have our holiday exclusive glossy red. This is Ever Red right here. So it's kind of like Black Cherry actually, but it's just a little more red tinted. So these are our 5 glossy colors. Now, Ever Red is a limited time edition only. So if you're watching this with me today, and if you watch, hey, just like pause for a second. You can tap my nose at any time and you can see the description of what we're doing here. And drop me a comment, #replay if you're watching later, just so I know that you're here with us. But if you're watching this today, this is still available today, December 23rd at noon in 2018. But I anticipate Christmas is in a couple days. It is our limited edition holiday color. I do not anticipate it hanging around much longer after Christmas. So if you're interested in Ever Red, I would grab it before it goes away. If you're watching this later on, let's say in January or I don't know, next June, you will have to wait until Christmas, and then it'll pop back out again. So these are our, probably shouldn't have worn white today. These are our glossy colors. Now I'm going to jump into some matte colors as well. And I'm trying to figure out where the best place to swatch all these are. Maybe I'll swatch on the other arm now. Doing things left-handed. Look at me go. Okay, so let's start with some of our pale pinks again. So here, let me just show the ones that I just did. This was Petal, Desert Sunset, Ruby, Black Cherry, and Ever Red. Those are all the glossy colors. And you can pause it right here if you're trying to get the tone of what they look like in the tin. Those typically look a lot more intimidating in the tin than they do on your face. And so I'll have people that are terrified to order Black Cherry for months and months and months and months and months. And then they'll watch me use it in my videos and they're like, oh, but it looks so good. And I'm like, I know. Just do it. Just rip off the Band-Aid and go get it. Just do it. And they will, and they fall in love. So now I'm going to go through this pink row down here. I'm not going to do Scarlet just yet, but I'm going to go through these pinks. So these 4 pinks are all very similar, I would say, but they have a little bit of variance between all of them. And I'm going to be honest. I always mix up baby watermelon and pink grapefruit. So I'm going to check that out right now. Okay, this is pink grapefruit, this first one. I always mix those 2 up. They look so similar to me. Okay, so this is pink grapefruit, and I have used this in my videos before. That's pink grapefruit. Very, very pinky. Very, very matte, but brilliantly pink. This is baby watermelon. I've actually not used baby watermelon in my videos before, so maybe we'll do a look with this someday. Like I said, I just don't gravitate toward them. So they look really similar. I would actually say baby watermelon is a little bit less intense than pink grapefruit. So pink grapefruit and baby watermelon. And then we have Dahlia, which is our most brilliant matte pink. Oh, I'm trying to like left-handed this and not flip you off all at the same time. There we go. So you can see that's Dahlia. I hope it's coming across. It's so bright, like ridiculously bright. I actually consider this to be probably one of the only pinks that I really like because it's so bright and I love bright colors. So that would be Dahlia right there. And then our last pink matte shade has a little bit of gold flecks to it. If you've been following me since the summer, this was the one that was a part of our summer bundle. That's Hollywood right there. And it's got like, I've never used it in a video, but I have put it on the cheeks before, and it just has this like, I don't even know if it's like translating. It's just got this little subtle shimmer without being like juvenile, like without having glitter on your cheeks. It's very, very pretty. So these are our pinks that are matte. And then what I'll actually do now is jump into some of our more neutrals, and the lightest of the neutrals is Bear. So I'm gonna jump into Bear first. I just want you to be able to see these two. This is Bear. I would say this has almost no pink tone to it whatsoever. It's almost like a brown, but it's super, super duper light. Like, I don't ever wear Bear by itself on my lips. I will wear it by itself on my cheeks when I'm going for a really, really subtle look, like super subtle. And then the next one up from that would probably be, I'm thinking, I just want to do them in a nice order. So Plum is probably a little too dark just yet. Nude, what's this one? Oh, there's one I don't know at the moment. Hold on. Nope, that's Nude. So then what are you? What is this guy up at the top? Oh, Frenchie. Duh. I just talked about Frenchie a minute ago. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's do Frenchie next. This is Frenchie. It's got a more peachy, orangey tone to it than Bear does, right there. I personally love Frenchie. I use Frenchie all the time. It's a really nice color. And then I would say Nude would be next. Nude is another one of my favorites. Like I said, it's a little deeper. I wouldn't say it has a ton of pink tone, right? Looking at these and then looking at those. Nude, I actually would say, is probably like a great step down from Bear. So like if Bear was too light for you, Nude might be perfect for you. And then one of my favorite fall releases that we had this year is this Plum. And they're all very similar with just like a little difference in hue, right? Like look at Nude and Plum right next to each other. Like those are very, very similar. I love them both, to be honest with you. Like, I love them both. I've used Nude and Plum on both my lips and cheeks, like a ton. Frenchie I usually pair with something on my lips because I feel like it's a little too light. And Bear I pair something with on my lips because I think it's a little too light. And then, do you think we can fit 2 more swatches on this arm? I think we can. Next up is my all-time favorite of all the lip and cheek, actually probably all the mascara colors in general. This one is Sandstone. If you have watched any of my videos, I'm obsessed with Sandstone. I use it all year long, and I make excuses all year long. Like, this time of year, I'm like, what? It's red, it's Christmassy. And then in the summer, I'm like, what? It's warm, it's bronzy looking. Like, I just can never get away from Sandstone. And I've seen Sandstone and Bear on lips beautifully together. Absolutely gorgeous. And then our last color, oh my gosh, we're on the last color already? We're gonna do some Scarlet. Scarlet is our most red color. It is very light in pigment and almost like, what do I want to say? Like, it's not a deep red. It's more like a cherry red. Makes sense? There you go, right there. So those are all the matte colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's them. So I have 5 over here. Hopefully I didn't get it on my shirt. Okay, so you've got matte, glossy and matte. This color is the only one that's limited edition. And those are all the possibilities that you could choose when you're doing your first compact. So most likely you'll be getting this video sent to you when you're trying to choose what you're looking for. So what I would ask yourself, what are you comfortable wearing now? Do you typically gravitate towards pinks? Do you like deep colors? Do you like super, super light neutral colors? What is it that you're most down for every single day? And then if you've got it in the budget to spend another $14, add another color in there that kind of flares up your routine. So like Maybe you're a super neutral gal and you go with nude, right? Like what color is more neutral than nude? It's like in the middle of all of the color spectrum. But then maybe you throw in black cherry or dahlia and you have like a bolder color to pair with on the days that you got a little more sass, a little more pep in your step, okay? So I don't see any requests for what you guys want to see demoed, so I guess I'll just pick. I feel like I shouldn't pick sandstone because I always pick sandstone. So let me do another one. So I actually kind of, I don't know, like I kind of want to do a glossy one because I don't want you guys to be afraid of the glossy ones because they're great. But I don't know. Keep your own skin tone in mind. So like for me, black cherry doesn't show up like subtly. Black cherry shows up really intensely, but like if you have a darker complexion, like you might have to build up some more coverage. So let me do cheeks first, and I will do, okay, sorry, paradox of choice. Let me just boil it down to like what I could recommend any single person. Let's do plum, okay? Anybody could rock plum. So I've got my B² brush, and you could do this typically during the week. I do it with this side of the 30-second hack brush because it's very similar to this side of the B² brush. But I honestly do miss my B² brush during the week when I do my makeup on the go. So I do recommend this one the most. And you only need like a dab for your cheek. I did just dab twice because I really like blush. And what you're trying to do, so your contour sits here. And when you smile, I know I'm super creepy, this part is where your blush should be. And so you want to take it and you want to start dabbing on the apple of that cheek. Don't dab straight under your eye though. You kind of want to be off to the side and blend. Can you guys see this? And blend this in on top of the contour. And I am swirling just a bit. Do you see how stinking pretty that plum is? I got a mirror right over here, sorry. There's like a reflection in the phone. So like now, this side to this side, like it's not like I looked bad before I used blush, right? Like I looked fine, but I don't have any color. Like I don't have this like very young, rejuvenated look. I just kind of look like washed out. Whereas on this side, let me get just a little more. I have like this warmth to my skin, and I have this look of like, oh, like she's got a little color to her skin, right? Because as we get older, the color of our skin starts to fade and we start to wash out. And so if you're trying to avoid that, the best thing about that is blush. And honestly, I used to like not know how to use blush, so I never did. And I look back at my pictures now, oh my gosh, I just look washed out. And my fiance, if you don't know him, he's very honest. He used to say, like, I hate it when you wear makeup. I feel like you look fake. I feel like you don't look like you. Like, I just don't like it. I'd rather us be at home and you be in your sweats and you're not wearing your makeup. And, like, as a girl, like, that's awesome, right? Like, he likes me for what I am. But it was also, like, if I'm getting dressed up for date night, like, I want you to like the way I look. So when I started wearing mascara, I asked him the first couple times, I was like, what do you think? And he's like, whatever, it's makeup. And then the more, like, I got better at it, he was like, you look like you. It's the first time you've ever put on makeup, and I haven't been like, where did Bryn go? And who is this, like, washed out, one-toned gal? Like, now I look just like myself, just who I am. So that's plum on the cheeks. I'm going to take my finger, and I'm going to do it on the lips as well. And even with that milk, my lips are still a little dry. It's just a rough time of year. And I just swept that across the lips. And obviously I'm talking you through all this stuff right now, so it took me like a good, I don't know, 20 minutes. But that literally, the blush and the lips took 2 seconds. And so when people say to me like, ooh, I just need foundation, I highly disagree. I think you need your foundation, which is your 2 highlights and your contour, and you need a blush color. You need a lip and cheek color. And like, no, you don't need to be me and have all 15, right? Like, you just need one, and you can put it both places. Obviously, I already have eyeshadow done, or else I would show you, pardon me, the eyeshadow, like how you could do this with eyeshadow. But I have other videos, if you want to go like look through my videos, where I use, actually I think it's Plum, on my lips, cheeks, and my eyes. So they work for everything. One last review of the colors, just so you're not confused later. Pink grapefruit, baby watermelon, dahlia, Hollywood, scarlet, nude, bear, plum, sandstone, Frenchie, everred, black cherry, ruby, desert sunset, and petal. These 5 are glossy. These 10 are matte. Everred is a holiday limited edition color, so there might be a possibility, depending on when you see this video, that it is not available. If this video did not answer all of your questions, I love questions. Come talk to me, DM me, text me, Insta me, wherever you found me. If it's on YouTube, reply on YouTube, whatever it is that is easiest for you, just reach out, and I'm happy to troubleshoot what color or colors work best for you. And obviously I have them all swatched on my skin tone, but like your skin tone might be different, and we can troubleshoot through that as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas if you catch this before Christmas with your families, and I will see you guys later.